Hello and welcome back to my mapping series. Last time we finished the major object placement phase, hopefully, unless I forgot something. And today we will try to get the map into game, so our goal is that we can run around on the map at the end of the video. So first of all, let's look at our map folder. Here we have Operation Mars. And in the editor file there is no layers file yet. You can create all the layers in your editor, or if you're lazy like me, you just copy over the existing layer files, because it's basically for me always the same. I have a 64 player layer, 32 and 16, they're all GPMCQ, and that's it. So just copy this one over from Motowski Bay. And we have it. Where is it? Where is it? Operation Mars. Here we go. Alright, so with the layers in place, we can actually put in our gameplay and see you once this is all loaded. And here we are, back on the map. Now let us click on the layers here. Oh, CQ64 already selected. The smaller ones are, for me, sad to say, usually an afterthought. I don't necessarily they get done once the map is more finished. So we will start over here with the German main base and going into the combat area tool. And yeah, first thing I usually do when it comes to setting up the gameplay is the combat area. And this will be, as I said before, the German main base. Let's say we will start it here at control point. Now, this is important. Always set the control points counterclockwise. Otherwise, you're gonna fuck it up. So, careful with that shit. See, counterclockwise. Clocks are going the other direction. And control point, at control point, this is for the Germans of course, at the control point, 1 second, grid with texture mode, yep, and at control point here, then we're gonna close it up here, then let's use this as a marker, so to speak. I think, where did we mark the... oh no, we didn't do it here, never mind. How did I plan it over here? We did change it a bit, so there's a bit less space here now because everything shifted a bit into this direction. But I think starting here, we can basically orient ourselves according to the original plan, because this sector relatively stayed the same, I would say. Okay, this of course will have to be in the combat area because it will have the mortars and shit, otherwise you can't use those. Then let's carry on over here. Close it all up. So now we have to see, probably, 1 sec. Yeah, have to give it a bit of a wider or a wider area on this side. And I just noticed that I made a mistake. Did you notice which one? This is for the Germans, and I included the Russian main base. So you can delete the last point you placed quite easily simply by pressing backspace. You're probably aware of that, but I wasn't for the longest time. So, okay, Germans, I don't want them to get too close to the Russian main base, and in fact I don't see the point of them actually going outside of their defensive positions, so we're gonna close it up here. Okay. Then over here, same thing, and now we're talking. And do it like before, roughly. Then here, a bit of a wider net, like this. Sorry. This, and this will be the German main base where we'll close it up again. Add control point, and close that shit up. Okay. So, now what we'll do is the Russian one. Again, let's start here, counterclockwise. Fuck you. Recently there have been so many weird things in the editor. I wonder if that's in part at least caused by the recording software or something like that. Because it's really getting weird. Oh, okay. Here we go. And as you can see, the two combat areas overlap themselves, but one will be set to only available to the Germans and the other one only available to the Russians, and that way you can set the OOB area. So the Russians will be able to advance, I want to say until here. You know what, that's probably a good line, yeah. Because that's where the flag will be, they don't need this area, that's for the Germans. And then back down here, and now the rest will be closed up as normal. And this is where the German one ends, but the Russian one goes on until the rest of their main base, obviously. Yep, close that shit, and here we go. We have the two combat areas and combat area in general, no. Okay. So this one is for, it's layer 2, that means it's in the 64 player layer. Team is 2, makes sense, because it's Russians. The axes are always team 1, allies always team 2. Let's select the other one, and that one is also layer 2 and team 1, and the rest of that doesn't concern us for this type of map, and so here we go. Now let's get back to the grid with texture mode, and now we have our combat areas all set up. German main base OOB area here, Russian main base OOB area over here. Actually a pretty large map. So what we will do next is the flags. So starting with, I will usually go in the, like I go with the flow of the map, so to speak. So the first one, of course, will be the Russian main base, and we'll just put a thingy here, great control point. So then you have to name it, and I always use the DICE naming conventions. This is important because for the localization, because otherwise it will load, if there's flag names doubled up inside the mod, they will load the wrong localization names. I don't think that actually affects custom mappers in any way. Mass and a CP name, usually I call it Allied Main, in this case 6th Stalin Rifle Corps. Okay, so that's their main base. Team 2 over here, obviously, because they're gonna be the allies. Okay, right now it's of course the American flag, because we haven't said that yet. Radius 1 because nobody cares. Area value 0 and 0. Area value means how much each flag affects the bleed. If it's 0, it doesn't affect the bleed at all. So the Russians do not get the bleed for having a main base, obviously. This will be a sector push map. So the only flag that has any kind of effect on the bleed is usually either the 2 in the last sector or just the last sector lock, but more on that later. For now we don't need that. This is time to get control, how long it takes from gray to one team. Time to lose control, how long it goes from one team to gray. Doesn't affect the main base obviously, so fuck it. This stuff ignore. So, this don't. Unable to change team, so now it's the main base flag, can't be captured, and it has the special symbol on the minimap. Min number to take control means, for example, you can set a flag to only get captured by like 3 people or whatever. We don't do that anymore, we used to. But it's not because it was hard to communicate. We had like special signs that were supposed to be affixed to the flagpole with like 2 or 3 written on there so people know, but it was not all that great, so we don't do it anymore. Then the stuff, show a minimap, blah blah blah, hoist flag. This we will change later because I usually go for folded flags or hanging flags, at least in the 64 player layer, because it looks a bit more realistic and less gamey. In this case it's just who cares. We will do that. That's one of the last things you do, and the rest is not of any interest. So what we will do next is I wanted to have 2 forward spawns for the Russians that they could capture after starting here. No, 3 actually. How do I best implement that? I wanna say so they're coming out of their main bases. You know what, fuck it. Just invisible flag zones here that you can immediately capture, and so after they spawn over here and run into this area, they automatically get the forward spawns. So just create a flag, create control point, and again CP 64 op mass, and we will call that one dummy 1, because it's a dummy flag. Here we go, team 1 for the Jerry's, and layer 1 radius, so radius will make relatively big, 35, sorry. It's hard to see with these settings. Is this easier? No, actually it makes these, I've never made, okay we will have to do it like this, but I've never made a snow map. And it's actually kind of annoying to see these little things on there. You know, these flag radii and stuff. Let's do it like this. So this whole forest, basically, if you run down here from that spawn, you will capture that. No area value again, time to get control 1, time to lose control 1. So 2 seconds to capture it. If you just run in, bam, done. Similar to how it works on Omaha / Point to Hawk. Blah, blah, blah. The rest is so we don't show it on minimap, and we will sink the flag into the ground, and then we have to raise the actual flag zone, which is done in radius offset. I think Y is, here we go. So here it is. The actual flag zone, by the way, is a sphere. I think you can actually look at it. Control point radius is sphere, so that is the actual flag point. And now if we were completely anal about it, we could make it so it is like the widest part is in the ground, but okay, let's just make it like that. And the same on the other side. place it here. Create control point, CP 64, and note that the Germans won't be able to get it back, obviously. Dummy 2, because it's in the OB area and fairly far away. Team 1, radius, what did we say for the last one? 50? 60? Never mind. Let's put it a bit further actually. Again, these are just dummy flags. Time to get control 1, 1. Show a minimap, no dummy flag. Then sink that shit into the ground and I won't even fuck with the radius anymore because hell, look at this. Who cares? So, these are set up. Now the interesting part. First, what I want are 2 flags for the Germans to actually defend, non-dummy flags. 1 second. Sorry, for some reason I have something in my throat. Okay, so the first one will be Toropino over here. And we will put the flag you know what, here next to the... Again, we'll change that later anyway. So, CP 64 Ob Mars Toropino go. Team is Team 1, yep. Layer 2, so radius. So let's see. What I want to have in that flag is the crossroads, this as of yet empty ammunition thing and probably part of the road. 15, a bit too small, 25. Yep, if you look at it, that seems decent. Let's make it a bit bigger, maybe 26. So, I think that's a decent way. So basically you will be fighting about this parcel of land in this part of the trench here, and that is decent. Actually, now that I look at it, I can make this, let's see, this trench system is mostly for spawning and could be too powerful to hold, but if we make it a bit bigger, it would be nice to get this trench system in there with it. Probably we'll have to radius offset. In which direction does X shift? Wrong one. So, oh, buggy piece of shit. So I think this is actually nice. So now these 2 distinct trench systems are part of the flag zone of Toropino. Seems okay. Where did I plan it actually originally? More in that direction. No, I think this way is better. That way you have the crossroads in it, in there with it. Fine. Okay. Then the next up, of course, oops, wrong one. The basement, or rather, oh wait, we're not done with this one actually. Time to get control. So time to get control, I always or usually set to 15 for a proper flag, and the other to 30 because the time to lose control. That means that if only one guy is in there, it takes roughly 2 spawn waves, so to capture it, right? Which means for backcappers, it means you usually have time to spawn in before they capture it if you see the blinking flag early, you know? And I think that's probably the best way to go about it, so that way there's fighting about the flag. Doesn't need any value, show a minimap, sure, blah blah blah, I think the rest can stay the same. Okay, now back to this. What is it with the editor today? Piece of shit. So next control point, again, CP64, again, this is important because every flag name needs to be completely unique for the localization. Then CP Emilianovo. Here we go. Move it into the building here for now. No area value, team 1 radius see how 25 looks. A bit bigger so that the whole MG bunker is in there as well, and I think that should be cool then. 28. Yep, I think that's good. It's centered on the bunker, but you also have this in there and the MG bunker. So I think that's gonna be a nice flag zone to fight for. No area values again. 15 to lose to get control. 30 to lose control. Blah 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 blah. So the rest can stay. So this will be a sector push map. So next up, as I said, I'm just going through the map like the attacking team would basically. So next up, what we need is a so-called sector lock to make sure that these, so basically a flag that nobody can see, but which is there mostly to lock the sector. For that, we will go over here and create a control point CP 64 of mass, same thing again. And then it is sector 1. Team, yeah, it starts with German, team 1, the radius is time to go, blah blah blah. This is all completely, this is just like a dummy flag or a, like some kind of administrator flag. So after the sector lock comes this one, we'll call that one forest. CP 64. And you know what, today we will also do the coding already, so because why not? That stuff can be set up relatively early. Forest. Boing. Why is it? Oh no, it's in the tank flag. It's just red because of the hemi map plan that we have. That will be a relatively big one, I believe. Again, while we're at it, 15, 30. Radius. Let's start with 45. You know what? 45 looks good. It certainly has the most important stuff in there. Although, yeah, you know what? Let's put it into a nice 50. So more of that area is in there as well. So the Russians, in order to capture this, they will have to clear a relatively significant part of this forest. So the rest, area value doesn't matter, all the other stuff doesn't matter. So next what we do is sector lock 2 for the second sector. Where did we put the first dummy flag? Go down here. '64, you know the drill by now. Op mass, sector 2. Good to keep these things organized. And what did I forget? Don't show it on the minimap. Okay. And then oh, by the way, some of these are for AI. I don't know how they work. So if you want to do like an AI map, like unstrategic control point, I think has some kind of AI function, but I don't know and I don't give a fuck actually. Here we have the last sector, Pshenichino. Okay. Where do we put the flag? Here? Yeah, just here. Come on. 64. Op mass. Pshenichino. Team 1 radius 26. Yeah, okay. That way we have some interesting stuff in there, including the machine gun bunker, the 2 open buildings, and that shelter bunker as well could be interesting. Okay, so that is that one. The rest you already know. Time to get control 15. Time to lose control 30. And that is that. Then the last, no, not the last one. Then this flag here, I don't even know what to call that one to be honest, but hey. with the 2 Stuck spawns here, create control point. 64 op mass. CP name Hill. Oh. Hill. Okay, we call that one the hill. Okay. There's a hamlet there and I also have the name of that, but it's not really in the gameplay area. Team 1 radius, that one might actually be a bit smaller, 20. I want both of these tank pits to be in there though, so it's probably gonna have to be 30. Yep. Okay. Probably a bit more, so that one is is at least partly in there. Okay. Alright. And then, last but not least, sorry, last but not least, we have the last sector. And now it's getting interesting. CP 64 op mass. I keep hitting the wrong first button on the keyboard. Op mass sector 3. Here we go. Again, team 1. And now it's getting interesting. Area value for team 1 is 100 and for team 2 is 100. So this is the only flag that has any value for the team, and it starts out as German. So as long as they have this flag, the Germans don't bleed and the Russians do, basically. Oh, I forgot to set that one to be invisible on the minimap. Where do we have it? Show a minimap. Alright, here we go. And that's our flags. Next up, we're gonna add spawn points as well as what's it called? As well as vehicle spawn, stuff like that. Let's add it in one go per flag, so to speak. So first, we have the Russian main base spawns. So, and these will be in different groups, so people have different spawn points for the main base flag that they can choose just by clicking on them. So the first group will be an infantry group that will be in this trench here. And create spawn point. Here it says the flag that it's linked to. Sometimes you have to do a double take here just to make sure. And we're going to call that 1. Just the standard name. And a group 1. Because all of the spawn points that will be in this trench system will be in group 1. Another one here. Jesus Christ, it's hot today. Fucking global warming. Oh, for the last one I forgot about the group 1, right? Yeah, group 1. Fuck you, editor. Group 1. And maybe one bit further away. And now this is important. When you place a spawn point, the first thing you do is click on the turn thing and turn them in a way where you can immediately run without running into anything. Anything else is sign of lazy mapping and fucking incompetence, and shows disrespect to the time of your players. Seriously, just, you know, keep the flow of the map in mind. Always turn them in the direction they're supposed to be running, because it's your job to tell the players where to go. They're fucking idiots. So, that's group 1. Then we're gonna have a center group 2 here, which will be in part in this trench system, because as you can see, if you immediately just place them, they look automatically towards the flag, not group 1, group 2, instead of anywhere useful. And this will also be for those players who may want to take a vehicle. Yeah, and then one in here, why not? 2. Turn it around. And then a few directly next to the road for the vehicles. And turn them towards where they're supposed to run. Alright, so that's group 2. And then lastly we will have group 3 over here. Here we have to be a bit more careful because that's pretty close to that flag zone. It might be that it will automatically try to assign a spawn point. Yeah, no, 6th Stalin Rifle Corps. Okay, never mind. Works. Otherwise it might have happened that it immediately assigned it automatically to that one because it's closer. Okay, and that's group 3 of course. Yeah, still the right one. Group 3 for the infantry to run there. Later we will place some boxes here for pickup kits and shit. Group 3 and group 3, and then some, because on this side I will also place some tanks on the road, so let's place 1 or 2 here next to the road. Group 3. Oh, that's actually already looking in the right direction. Amazing. Sometimes the system works in your favor, but usually it doesn't. Much like in real life. Did I misclick? Did I stutter? Does it not go further than fucking... $19? Weird. Group 3. Okay. So, that's the spawn points for this area. Let's place gameplay objects. So, as I said earlier, I want to place a static 81mm mortar here that you can use up until the first sector, and then a kit that you can shift forward otherwise. So, object spawner, cancel, and mortar. Usually it's good to give them clear names and not like T2, like some of the old maps have the weirdest fucking naming conventions where it's just a huge clusterfuck. Just keep it organized and nice. So then we have vehicle team 2 obviously because Russians are team 2. Now we have to find the Russian mortar and I have no fucking clue what it's called. 81mm mortar M1, that's the American. FR is the French. And there's no Russian. Maybe it's under M, because Russian names were often like M43 or something like that. Those are Shermans. We have way too much shit in our mod. What is that? Oh yeah, right. Maxim MG, not quite. All the German MGs. What is the fucking... Don't tell me it's called like Russian mortar or some shit. RU mortar. I saw it, yeah. RU mortar 82mm. The deployed one, never place that on a map, because there's one that's called deployed. That's just a placeholder or like a coding thing for the kit. You don't place that on a map ever. Then... What is up today with the editor? I have to re-click so many times. Probably the heat. Turn it around. So, now, listen good. This is a so-called static weapon. That means you have to be careful how you actually place it. Or rather, the settings. So, for one thing, you can turn it around, but never tilt it like, you know, like on this axis. Otherwise it fucks with the artillery code. Then max number of objects spawned 1, obviously. Team 0, this is not team locked, so nobody cares. So, max spawn delay and min spawn delay. So at the moment it's 60 and 30, that means it spawns at a random interval between 1 minute and half a minute. Static objects always need to be set to 9999 and 9999. Why? Because they're not supposed to respawn. You're supposed to, if they get destroyed, there will be a wreck, and then you can repair them. They don't respawn. They're set up to do that automatically. So keep that in mind whenever you place them. 9999. And the rest is okay. Over here will be a pickup kit. So create object spawner. Oh yeah, by the way, this is empty. We do have technically like object spawners, but yeah, I don't use them. Don't use them ever. Vehicle type mortar kit. And this we will leave empty. Simply because the kits aren't in here, otherwise it would be a huge fucking list. I usually add these kits with the text editor. I will show you how later. That being said, at this early stage I usually just put vehicles on there, no pickup kits. I add those later. But the rest can just stay like this, so this is just so we know it will be there. And we can fill that in later. So then next up, tanks. So, as I said, I want on each side one T60 and one T34. And then I also had this weird scheme, if you remember, that for each sector we get one KV1. Now, what we will also have to remember here is that since this is a big map, we will probably have to shift forward the vehicle spawns at some point. But we don't have to worry about that yet. So, first of all, create object spawner. Okay, cancel. And T61 or T60A, because there will be 2. So that's the T60A. We don't have a T60 is the problem. So for now I'm going to place the T70, which is also historically correct for the era, so it's not that bad. But obviously I hope somebody is nice enough to make me one. T70, here we go. And already turn it around. That's the direction you want them to drive away. So this is a tank. So team on vehicle needs to be checked. This means that Germans can't enter it. Okay. Max spawn delay for a tank like this. You know what, this is kind of a meat grinder map. I'm just gonna set it to 60 for both of them. I don't really like the randomness aspect of the whole thing, to be honest. And that is that. Then create object spawner T34A. And of course we're gonna take the early version of the T34. German. Up. We get past it already. No, Stock. God, we have so much shit. And T3476M41, that's the one we not need. Again, turn that shit around. Actually, I placed them a bit too far forward, away from the spawn points. Don't actually know why. So here we have the early T34. Again, team on vehicle, yes please, and let's make it 60 seconds. And by the way, with max number of object spawns, if you put like 3 in there, that means after this drives off in 1 minute, another one will spawn, and if you drive that off, another one will spawn. You can do that in some cases if you have limited space in your main base, or if you just want to do it for some reason. Create object spawner. So now we will do the single KV1 they get in this sector. Never did that before. So KV1, team 2. Ah, where's that motherfucker? Kugelwagens. I saw, okay, we're gonna use the KV one M42, which we only have in Finnish camo, and that is not in the public version. Although by the time this video is out, maybe it is, I don't know. This is the old version of the KV1, we only have the Finnish one. Obviously a new skin would have to be made for the map. Here we go, Finnish one. For now it's a good enough placeholder. And team on vehicle, yep. Well, okay, let's put it at 60 seconds, but it doesn't matter. Because I'm pretty sure you can set somewhere that it only spawns once. But I don't know where that is set. Maybe I have to code that in Python? I'm pretty sure you can do that somehow. I don't see it right now. It's not max number of objects spawned, I can only like increase that. Unless I set that to 0, but I don't think that would be a good idea. Spawn delay at start. Oh, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Max spawn delay 9999. Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, okay, so that way it will never technically respawn. Okay. Sometimes I'm an idiot. And then I usually place at least one truck. Although the Russians don't really need them that much, simply because in the new version they will have lots of space on their tanks, like 8 people can fit on each tank. Let's put the stupid Studebaker in there. US 6, here we go. And that of course won't be team locked. And you know what, let's let 3 spawn in the case some cunt decides to ditch them somewhere. Spawn delay 60, every minute you get a new one. No team on vehicle, and okay. That is that. Obviously not a good assault vehicle, but hell. And then over here we will do the same, another kind of vehicle, but vehicle area. Again we will start T60B. Team on vehicle. It's best to do that now, otherwise if you forget it's always annoying. T70 for now, 60. Then another T34. B. Team on vehicle. And lastly another truck. And then later pickup kits we truck B. Or did I fuck it up? Truck B or truck 2 or whatever. Studebaker. Do we need an ammo truck on here or just ammo kits? I want to say just ammo kits are probably enough. Yeah, fuck it. There's no mobile RT on here and the tanks will die quick enough. Alright, that is that then. So, Russian main base done for now. Then we have the dummy flag, so we're gonna put a bunch of spawn points here that you can use to shift the spawns forward. One. There we go. For this one I don't think we need to split them up. maybe for the next one. Yeah, for the next one certainly. Don't have to be that many different ones, to be honest. Usually my rule of thumb for a flag in play, like not like one of this, but in play is 6 per side per flag. That's usually okay. Don't have to go you don't have to be all annoying about it. There we go, 6th one, and I think that's okay for most purposes. And then same thing over here, but here we will also link the ones that start in this forward trench, dummy 1, and that is group 1. And then let's put a bunch of other spawn points. Yeah, in this low-lying area here. And this will be part of group 2. We don't even need to turn those around the way that looks right now. Maybe a little bit. And, you know, that's the last one. Here we go, group 2. Alright. So those are the 2 dummy flags. Now it gets a bit more complicated with these spawn points and so on for these areas here. First of all... Ah, fuck, I cucked it up. Yeah, you know what? That's on me. We need to rename all of these. Rename. Yeah, no. No, this is important. Allies 1, because these will be used by the allies. At the start of the game, these will still be in German hands and there will be German forward spawns associated with them. And we need to name them accordingly. Otherwise we will have to do that by hand in the map data API. I don't feel like doing that shit. Allies 3. So that way we, and more importantly, the script knows which is which. Allies 4. Allies 6. And then we have the same again here. Yeah, sorry about that. That's why I don't map late at night and in the fucking summer heat. These need to be all renamed to allies. So, if you've been mapping along, I guess you will have to do this as well. So stupid. Here we go. Allies 5, and the last one, allies 6. So because what we're now going to do are making those German forward spawns in their defenses, which will then become inert once the allies actually capture the dummy flags, which the Germans can't prevent because, you know, but so that way we already have Germans here and it's a nice battle from the start. So since these are pretty close to an actual flag, I'm pretty sure, okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure we will have to select this one. And these will of course be the ones for Todopino. If you select the spawn, not the spawn point, if you select the flag, the spawn points that you place will be automatically associated with the flag you selected. However, you will always have to reselect them to for that to work. So this is where the first Germans will spawn. Axis 1. And really use those exact words. That way it will work with the system. There's several possibilities that you can use, but alias and access is probably the clearest one, and that's the one I always use. And that way it works with the script 100%. Access 2. Again, always turn that shit around. And yeah, there needs to be more on that side. That's access 3. Oh, that's already fairly perfect. Again, need to re-select this, otherwise it gets fucked with. Then, do I want to put some in this? That's probably too far forward, but this here is certainly a possibility. Again, these will disappear, obviously, so don't talk to me about them being overpowered or exposed or whatever. Before the actual battle starts, these will be gone, but the guys will still be there and will be free to look for cover wherever they want. And again, 6 is my rule of thumb, and I think that's good here as well. I forgot to name them again, didn't I? It's really getting late. I now forgot to... fucking shit, cunt. Okay. How many were there now? 5, right? Yeah. And one more. You know what? Fuck it. One more over here. Last one. I forgot to select it again. Access 6. Don't want too many to spawn over there, but a few. Okay. View direction, that's good. Okay, so now this one will also have the access dummy spawns, but of... Oh yeah, right, I sunk that into the ground. Okay, dummy 1 will have access spawn points for Emilianovo. This is a shelter bunker, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's not a mortar pit. So since it's a shelter bunker, there should be people sheltering in there, quite logically. Obviously it's not finished yet, but hey, what is? What is, man? Yeah, this is gonna take a while. You can also just do it like this. I just realized you don't actually have to drive, so to speak, over there all the time. Access 2. Oh, just 1 second, I see a Discord message. Alright, nothing interesting, as always. So, select the dummy one again. We will see we have 2 for that trench system. And a few should probably, for this sector, spawn down in the basement. That being said, probably I will have to switch those spawns around a bit, simply because... yeah, that's already looking quite good. Simply because there will of course be objects down there, and you always want your spawn points to be relatively free of interference from little static objects and shit. But for now, fine. And then where's there a gap in the line where nobody will spawn? They can go there. Oh, that's probably actually fine. Oh, maybe one more over here. Forgot again to select that. I'm at the 6 now, right? Yeah. Should be the last one. Okay. So, those spawn points are finished. Actually, the 5 is missing. Nah, my OCD can't have that. You know what? Fuck it. Let's place one more in this shelter bunker. Because otherwise I don't think the Germans... fuck. The Germans will actually use that one otherwise. Create spawn point, access 6. Wait, the other one already was access... for fuck's sake. You know what, since we're doing it, rename access 5. Let's do it in the right order then. Rename access 6. Probably now it won't work because it thinks access 6 already exists. Yeah, fuck it, that's gonna bother me. Who cares? As long as access is there, I'm pretty sure it will work. Okay, so those are the dummy flags. Now to the actual gameplay flags. I'm gonna start with Toropino. And as before, we would start with the... looking for a word, we would start with the spawn points. So the axis will spawn back here. Okay, for spawn points there's one big rule. Never ever place them in the flag capture area. This, of course, is an exception because these will be gone when the actual fighting starts, so nobody cares. But in here, oh actually that's a mortar pit, not a shelter bunker. But in here, you don't want your spawn points inside the stupid flag zone. So, bunch into the shelter bunker here. Toropino is correct, yeah. Axis 1. Yeah, already looking correctly. Axis 2. And don't put them into combat points like machine gun nests and shit. Just don't. That being said, there's not that much space to place new ones, but this kind of gully here is probably a good one. So my rule I'm making for me here is they need to be all behind this road. That's so if the Russians are here and you want to counterattack and have just spawned, you have to attack across the road. And maybe actually put one at the windmill, but that might be a bit far away. Maybe just one into one of the trenches here. Do we have any kind of, let's go down to the ground where it's still protected. You know what, here. Axis 5. And then lastly axis 6. So these are the spawn points for the axis for this flag. Now the Russians, once they have captured it, of course they will also need spawn points. And since if they capture this, they probably have secured this area here. Still not 100% sure what I will do with this, by the way. Allies 1. Either flag position, although that will probably be largely useless, or like make it a big kind of combat. Yeah, that's probably the best, with like 2 machine guns, one here and one here or something like that. We will see. Then over here, why not? Fuck you! Yeah, something's up. Maybe it's just my mouse. And I usually place them in pairs, don't ask me why. Allies 4. Then, you know what, this could actually be a good Russian forward spawn. Allies 5. Allies 6. Okay. Okay. So with the spawn setup, let's look into machine gun nests and stuff. Oh, first of all, I think I'm gonna start with puck. And each of these flags I want to have one mobile puck and one fortified. I won't place the fortifications now. I think I will do that when I place the static objects detail-wise. So I will just put the spawner down for now. Where do I have... I'm pretty sure I already planned... Oh yeah, here, that's where I wanted to put the static pack. Pack static. And it will be for the first sector 37 mil packs, which are basically useless, but that's what they mostly had at this point in the war. So, you know, can't really complain, Germans. Pack 40, yeah, you wish. Pack 35 is one, yeah. Grease static. Grease is, I think, the grey one, which is the most correct one. Although, obviously, it would be nice to have it whitewashed, but again, that's a job for a modeler or, well... Oh, by the way, if you're asking why is that so red, that's because of the Hemi map. Okay. What do we have to do for a static gun? Yep, don't forget that. Don't need to team lock a stupid gun like that. And here we have decent field of fire. And then the next one will be pushable. Probably... that's not, it's generally not the best. Oh yeah, I needed to fix that. I'll deal with that shit later. That's generally, of course, not the best terrain for a pushable puck, let's be frank, but I'm gonna put it on the road next to here, where you can easily push it away. And we're gonna use that, call that puck Stiel, because that one will be the puck with the Stielgranate, so you can maybe try to knock out a KV-1 with that. Here we go. So that has the heat nade, and since this is not static, it doesn't have to have that long of a respawn. So 60 seconds is usually the best. Here we go. Of course, this one would also be better in grey and so on, but who cares? Well, that's pretty cool, and I think we don't really utilize that vehicle as much as we could, because it is pretty unique and cool. Anything else? Team on vehicle, not really needed. Okay, that is that. Now, static machine guns. So, I'm gonna place them already, even though these might get replaced or augmented by some kind of bunker. But, why not place them already? And we're just gonna call that MG1. Well, that's several we can use. I'm gonna use a mix between MG34s and MG15s because it was a Luftwaffe field division. Search function would be nice. MG34 bipod. Here we go. Static weapon. So team on vehicle not needed. These are always somewhat tricky to place, and later we will probably have to either heighten or lower the ground just to see how it best fits with the player model, but that's something for future TS5 to worry about. Why the fuck do you not... Oh, it's lagging. It's actually fucking lagging. Are you kidding me? Piece of shit editor. Here we go. And for now it's placed. MG34. And each MG bunker, of course, will get one of those. Although the Germans, of course, as a drawback, then will have fewer mobile LMGs and probably then only the like MG26 or something. MG2. Let's put in here MG15 for that Luftwaffe Field Division flare. Already turned around nicely, huh? Okay. Okay, so that one, yeah, over here, you know what, I'm gonna leave that empty for now. We will see what I do with it. Then one here. Put in another MG15 here. Again. That's nice. This is like a forward listening post, not gonna put MGs in there. And here I'm probably only going to put MGs into one of these. Or, in this one, so I have to use this anyway, so only in this one. That's the fourth one, right? MG4, is it? Yeah, it must be. You know what? Let's mix it up. Let's put a captured DP into here. I mean, the texture is loaded anyway, so fuck it. Not unrealistic at all, so why not? Germans captured all kinds of weapons because they never really had enough. I probably will put captured weapons into pickup kits as well. Yep, here we go. Then we have more MG nests over here, right? So that's number 4. Next up, numero 5. Yeah. Germans don't really need transport here, because they're the fucking defending. MG15, yeah. MG15. It's gonna look like a fucking fortress on the minimap. Eh? Oh, that looked weird from that perspective. Never mind then. Here we go. Another machine gun nest. This actually will have more fucking MGs than Omaha Beach. Of course, the Russians on the other hand also have T-34s, so it's probably gonna be fine. And most of these probably not gonna get used, but hey. Let's do another MG34. So yeah, the Germans will get very few MGs. I mean in the spawn menu, obviously they have a lot of them here. Nice. Then a static mortar here, and I think I might lock this one just so the Russians don't completely go out of control when it comes to the... Oh, there's another thing that I forgot actually, but first things first. Mortar, 8 centimeter I think, 81 millimeter, no. Okay, then it's probably under G, like Granatwerfer. FG, GMC, Goliath, GPF 155, no, it's not here either, nope. Then it's probably oh yeah, schwerer Granatwerfer, heavy grenade launcher, one sec. So it's under S. Oh, fucking. And here we go. Just let's put the Africa one in there for now. $999. Thing is, I'm gonna put a team on vehicle on that one, as I said, so the Russians don't completely go out of control because they do have their own artillery. And one thing that I forgot in the Russian main base, and we'll do here now and in the Russian main base as well. Okay. Is immediately an ammo kit next to it. Object spawner, ammo. Obviously we won't do anything with that yet because it's a pickup kit, but just so we know. Let's go back to the Russian main base, put an ammo kit next to this one. And actually that one looks in completely the wrong direction, doesn't it? What the fuck did I do there? One sec. Oh yeah, I must have forgotten to turn that around. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Wrong direction. There we go. There we go. So we put the mortar, which was also on the schematics, and then a last MG nest here. That's 7, right? Oh, fucking hell. 7 for one flag, there must be some kind of record. Maybe I won't give them a... Maybe I will do it like on Omar, don't give them a fucking MG kit at all. Although then, you know, what will Schwarz Commando do? Fuck. I probably should have pulled it up first. Here we go. That's a nice position. And I think that is enough for Toropino. Next we will go towards Emilianovo. Oh god, that's gonna be even more MGs. But first, our spawn points. Here it's actually a bit easier because we have all these shelters. Access 1. Remember, this will be like underground basically, so we need to turn them towards the exit of the bunker. You know what, this is also a good position, I believe. With these you always have to be careful that they aren't sunk into the ground too much, although usually it's not a problem, but Let's push them up a bit. Just to be safe. And anything over here, you know, coming down that road maybe? How covered is that from long range fire? It's fine, it's behind the road as well. Access numero 5. Yeah, seems fine. And access numero 6. And now the allied ones. That's a bit too close maybe, but over here, that's a good spawn point for the allies to defend it. Now our rule. Turn it around. Flow, people, flow. Most important thing. And yeah, in here as well. Obviously there's a German spawn point there as well, but that won't be active anymore for obvious reasons. So it's fine, just place them next to each other or in each other. I don't think it makes a difference at the end of the day. Already looking into correct direction. Maybe you can always also use shell craters as you know, spawn points. Another shelter bunker, this time in Russian hands. Allies 5. One more. Maybe another one just somewhere here. And then the allies also have some directions they can be coming from, which at the end of the day is the most important thing. Okay, so now static weapons. We'll start with the puck again. And I think I actually talked about that when I made this area. Cancel. Grease static. It's a static weapon, you know the drill by now. Okay. And then lastly, can you push a pushable puck out of here? Actually, now that I look at that, 1 second. I think you can, and if not, we... no. But one thing that is, of course, these should probably go, because, you know, you would have gotten rid of those. You know what, let's put the static puck somewhere where they run past it. It's all not ideal. It's generally not ideal terrain for those. But I kind of want to use them. Might be stupid. Maybe I will end up deleting them at the end of the day, but you know what, here. Puck steel. Pulse steel. Come on. Seconds. Team of vehicle not needed. So for those of you who like playing with those weirdo guns, here we go. And now static objects, or rather static machine guns. God, there will be so many on this. MG1. Already starting to get sick of those. And the heat. Here we go. Alright. By the way, those control point radii are kind of annoying me. Usually I don't have those on. And another one here. Usually I would be listening to a podcast or something right now. Then again, I think this is because I've never done this on video before. It is interesting enough to not skip over it. So, yeah. Here we go. Another. God, I hope I can get the bunkers for this. It's gonna be looking so nice. But yeah, probably. Especially now that I've made a video. They will feel bad if they don't make one. So. MGs. So where's more MG nests? Those aren't. Oh, there's another one. MG3. Let's make it an MG34 again. Mix it up a bit. It doesn't make any difference at all, but nice detail. Kind of looks like one of those terrible Battlefield 5 skins with that glitchy Hemi map. Probably some of these will have to go. So we have the MG nest there, then there was, oh yeah, right, the one between the buildings. It's been a while since I worked in this sector. Feels like years. MG4, is that right? Yeah. What the fuck? Oh, here we go, MG4, yeah. Another MG15. And move it over. Okay. Shelter bunkers. Was that it for this one? This one doesn't have as many. Just 4, it's not even a defense. A kindergartner could storm this. Okay. Maybe I forgot one, but right now I don't see where, so it's fine probably. Okay. So, next up, we will do the sector 2, because the Russians will have spawns and object spawners associated with sector 1. Yeah, sector 1, I mean, not sector 2. Because sector 1 will turn Russian as soon as these two flags are fallen at the same time. And then the Russians will get their tanks moved forward, and I think down here probably, if I had to guess. Yeah, that's probably the best. Yeah. I'm just thinking, how do I best do this? You know, probably place spawn point. Place it just outside so the Germans can't easily mine this or do other faggy shenanigans. So sector 1, allies, so the Germans don't spawn there. That would be quite bad, because, you know, they would immediately die. Yeah, you know what, let's look into this direction. That's completely correct. Two. These are all assigned to the sector lock. That's a bit too. And then maybe one back here. It doesn't need to be many. These are just for the tankers. That's 3. And then we'll place the tank spawns here. So create object spawner. Let's start with the KB1 this time. Again, this will not respawn. I wonder if that's a good idea in retrospect. We will see. Sometimes you have to try new stuff. Yeah, 999. They only had 3 in real life. Team on vehicle because it's a tank. And then the T-34s. Usually for these things I do a spawn delay at start. For the KV-1 I can't do that with the 999 respawn time. So and I think in this case I will actually have 2 spawns, so I have a bit less. Although, yeah, no, we will do it like with the normal main base. So T-34 M41. They also had 1 universal carrier, I believe, if I remember correctly. But, don't need that. T-31. Yeah, those are on a 60. Team on vehicle. Turn that shit around. And the last one is the T-60. I'm a fucking idiot. I assigned these to the wrong flag, but you can relatively easily, I think... No, they're not supposed to be at the dummy, but the sector one. That's why I didn't notice. Reassign. No, that's wrong. No, this is how it works. One sec. I think. No. You know what? Let's just redo it. Fuck it. Sometimes you just have to say, fuck that shit, I'm out. Pretty sure I deleted a tree there. Who cares? So, let's do that again, but this time... Okay. All this shit. Default objects, nobody needs it. Okay. Sector 1. Let's try this one again. KV1, and this is the correct flag. Otherwise that would have ended in fucking disaster. No, wait. No, I'm past it. Here we go. So now it's correct. Again, we have to select the sector 1 thing every single fucking time. Then one last. Nope, I almost did it wrong. I almost got fucked by the stupid editor again. Sector 1. You have to click on it again. For no particular reason, except that whoever programmed this had it out for me. There's generally so much wrong with this editor in many ways. 60. Team on vehicle. And here we go. Nice. And then we will do the same thing over here. It's not really a covered position outside the area, so we're just going to do it over here. And since you already spawn here, as the Russians, I won't put more spawn points in that shit. Just the tanks. And the T60. Again, you have to be fucking careful. The editor has it out for you. T60B. Team on fucking vehicle. Okay. So these only spawn if both flags are kept by the Russians. Okay, over here, next up of course forest. Spawn points we will have to set for that. I think the Russian ones I will actually put near the windmills. Other than that though, no, actually that would not be an awesome idea. No, need to be a bit closer. Other than that though, one thing that kind of... Yeah, I don't need any vehicles or shit here. And in fact, with the second sector I also wouldn't shift forward the vehicles. They can spawn here and reach this just fine. That's pretty close together, to be honest, compared to this shift. So I think we don't need to shift them forward any further. Now, as for the spawn points. Forest axis 1. And okay, let's do it like this. This is group 1. Axis 2. Group 2. No, not group 2. Group 1. Still group 1. Axis 3. Also group 1. And also group 1 in here. No, that's not hill. Forest. Access 4. Group 1. And Group 2 will spawn in the village. Or in front of the village in many ways. And so that should protect a bit against backcapping this. That was Access 4, right? Yeah, okay. Not Pshenichina. Access 5. Group 1. I will actually already, or additionally, put people up here. Just so it's harder to backcap. Ah, forgot to fucking... Access 6. Group 1. No. This editor will kill me one day. Access 7. Group 1. And I think that's probably enough for Group 1. Oh, you know, that's too far away. That is already pretty far. And then the other ones will spawn in here. Again, forest. This is not the spawn for Pshenichina. Access 8. Group 2. Again. Access 9. Group 2. Can probably jump out of there, so I'm gonna leave it like that because you're supposed to run towards the forest. And then later, once it's lost, they can mend the defenses as well. Forest. Access 10. Okay. Group 2. Nope. And maybe some a bit closer in this ditch. That's still for Pshenichina. This will also be Group 2. 12. Group 2. Group 2. Few maybe a bit closer. One sec. Yeah, behind here. That's as close as I want to get here. That's also still for Group 2. All Group 2. You know what? Let's save for a second. And done. Okay, now the allies. And since they will immediately get the sector once they capture one flag, and so a counterattack not really an option, we can really get them close into here. One sec. Yeah, this is just put a bunch of allied ones here. You know what? We're gonna spread them out. You can attack on a broad front with infantry then. No need to pack these into groups, in my opinion. Really broad front. One more over here somewhere. Yeah, in this ditch. Okay, so that one is roughly set up then. And now the last sector. If I think about it, allies probably don't actually need spawn points for that one. Well, yeah, actually they do. Fuck it. But let's start with the Jerry's. And here we have quite a few of these. So that's for Pszeniczna, axis 1. That's a mortar. Don't forget that for later. Where else can the axis spawn for this one? Oh yeah, there's another axis 4. Shelter bunker. That one. And then maybe, you know, one in the ditch here. We have some cover. And that seems okay. Then the allied ones for that. I think relatively close in this ditch. Mistyped. And see, where else do they have some cover behind here? That's forest. No, it's not. Three. Allies 4. Spawn points, and maybe down here. That's too close to that one then, and too close to its field of fire. Yeah. A bit further back maybe. Nope, not forest. Pszeniczna. Allies 5 and 6. Note that there will be forest around all that, I hope you remember that. I did it again. Always with the stupid selection thing. Okay, and here we go. And then, oh yeah, all the guns. First the static, and for the last sector I want to use the Pak 38, so there's a bit more going on here. Pak static 1. The last sector, in my opinion, should always be kind of the toughest one, if at all possible. Pack 38 static PG, which stands for Panzergrau. 999. Team on vehicle probably not needed. Okay. Might be that I have to raise that later, who knows. Oh yeah, then I had the Lafette planned for here. Let's already put that one down. Lafette. It's already at the correct height, huh? Nice, wunderbar. That's a mean position, I think, I hope. We had 6 pucks here, right? Okay. See if I can still find all of the planned positions. There's one here. Actually, Pack 30 static PG. Did I do that right for the other one? One sec. Let's place this one first, then recheck the other. The static ones are the ones you want. The ones that don't have any suffix like that are, what's it called? They are pushable. Okay. Yeah, static. I did it correct the first time. Let's save. Pack static 3. That's gonna be one fucking fortress, as it was in real life, of course. PG. Okay. So that's the third one, right? Yeah. Pack static 3. Where were more of those? I think I had a few more, right? Huh. I want to have at least 2 pushable ones as well. Weren't there more? Am I misremembering? I think I had one more between like 2 buildings, right? Oh yeah, right. Okay. And then 2 pushables. Yeah, correct. I remember now. Pack static 4. Come on. Here we go. Beautiful field of fire here. So, and then the pushable ones, maybe I will put one on the hill. Ah, fuck it. Pushable ones I will put back here. Yeah. Although no, then you have to push them across the trenches, don't you? Maybe just behind the crest of the hill somewhere, so you can push them over at the position that you want and shoot. Can you push them across the fences? I think you can, probably easier than across the trenches. I will put one behind here. Park one. Pack 38 just PG, so you can push it around. And in that case, you also don't have to do the spawn delay thing. Here we go. Then maybe one on the other side, maybe in the barn, but it could be annoying to get out, and there's already one there. Maybe just in the road here somewhere. There's so many puck here. Of course, most of them are static and have a limited field of fire. Bingo. Shift my seat a bit. Right, and now, oh yeah, static machine guns. Yep, can't forget about those. MG1. You know what, mix it up again, make it a DP. Okay. And another one, MG2. Oops. Okay. MG3. Here we go. And last one for the first line here. It's gonna be one fucking line of bunkers here. Let's put in there another MG15. go. Another one bites the ground. Alright, then. More and more. MGs after MGs. That's MG5 already. Let's make an MG34 here. Oh yeah, then before I forgot the mortar, this needs to be team locked again. And of course an ammo kit. And are there any MG nests left? I think not. I think we're done. Okay. Nice. So now, last flag. Yeah, last flag. And here I will just place a few Jerry spawn points in here, in this destroyed hamlet. Axis 1. Axis 2. And of course my favorite one, Axis 3. That's why that's part of the reason I moved the flag over here. It's just you have more options here with spawn points and such due to the, for one thing, due to the stupid hamlet here. And then some here in the ditches. Yeah, back here. Over here and over here. And that should be enough for the axis here. And then of course the Russians down here. Okay, maybe some in the forest. It's relatively far away, but hey. Here we go. No static spawns here, static weapons here. Okay, good. Whew. Now we're getting close to the end of this. What we need to do now is give the Germans their Stucks and such. That will be in the last sector. Sector 3. And we're going to start with the Stucks. We don't have the short-barreled Stucks yet, as you might know, Stuck 3A. So we're gonna put in the long-barreled ones for now, because, you know, what else are you gonna do? But that way I can already probably then test the that's the oldest one we have, right? Yeah, okay. That way, and these will take a while to respawn, 2 minutes. That way I can already test the, what's it called, the tank pits, and if they properly work. And a second one. Not hill, sector 3. I guess I could put the Moventa in there. Maybe it would be, in terms of balance testing, a bit closer to what a old version Stuck would be. Ah, fuck it. Let's put the one without skirts, because why the hell not? 20, 120. Team on vehicle, bingo. So now, last one. The Sector 3 spawn points for the German main base, which will only go away if they lose the last 2 flags, and in that case everything is lost. For the Germans, I mean. This one. Wrong direction, mate. I don't know what force enough. And here we go. Probably forgot something. I mean, the pickup kits for one thing obviously aren't done. But this gameplay setup should theoretically allow us to play the map. And that's what we want. So, now I'm gonna save, drink, take a short pause, and then we're gonna work on getting the map game ready. Okie dokie. Now let's do some text editor work. First, what we will look at is the init. All that stuff we don't care about. So, set team name 1 DE. Team name 2 is RU. Team language 1. Okay, no, I'm not completely. One sec. Sometimes you just have to compare. FH2 German, okay. And FH2 Russian. This is, by the way, where we can't have female player models, because it's just the one, you know. DE RU. Okay, then we set the kits for the spawning menu, and for that just gonna copy over something for now and then we'll change it. Most of the custom weapons we need aren't done yet. I'm just gonna copy over Duklapass or something. Arid. Let's copy over Arid for now. And then make it a bit more historically accurate. Actually, that's not close to what I need. Motovsky is probably the closest. Always copy over from that which requires the least amount of further work. Here we go. So let's see. Game logic. Set kit 1 GM. Okay, now that's Mountaineer. Let's go into our kits. Which kits do we put in there? For the Germans, I'm going to take the Africa kits because obviously it's 1942s. So, GA Scout. K98 short. Okay. No, just have to GA Scout, that we will leave just the Feldgrau for now. Then RE Scout, just the RE Scout. We don't, for this one, I don't think the SVD40 we should put into the Scout Kit Unlimited. Let's look the TOE. Okay, I think, yeah, this is the unit involved. If you look at the weapons here, PPD and PPSH, that's how many they had, and that is automatic rifles. That's SVT is only 208 compared to the submachine guns, so not that many really. So we're going to put those into the NCO kit. So which other GA kits can we put in this shit? So then we have the assault kit, GA limited assault MP40. Yep, that's the one with the MP. No, but you know, actually we're not going to use that one. We are going to use, because it's the Luftwaffe field division. Yes, let's use one from the GW. Yeah. GW SMG Assault MP28 Limited. We're gonna give them the MP28. Yeah, that there are different naming conventions for the Normandy stuff. SMG Assault MP28 Limited. Back here, of course, you have the player models. We're going to leave that, just Feldgrau and the Telogreka for the Russians. SMG Assault. We will keep it with limited, but don't use the PPD 3438, which is that's for Motovsky Bay. So instead, we're going to use just SMG Assault Limited, which has the PPSH 41 with the drum magazine. G Assault Limited. Okay, usually the Russians have unlimited SMGs this early in the war, not really. Then, gonna guess GA. That's the Africa kits again. Now with GA Rifleman K98, okay, yeah. Rifle Assault, also not the SVD40, just the normal Rifle Assault. That's with the Nagant, of course. Yeah. Then GA limited support with an, not an MG34. As I said, they will have the MG26. I'm just gonna copy this over and be lazy to type it all up. Yeah, RE LMG limited basically stays the same throughout the war, just a DP and a pistol. Then the engineer. That's the GA one is with mines as far as I know. Where is it? Engineer Canada short, okay. Okay. Mine kit. Then the RE Engineer, which one is that? Let's look at that kit. RE Engineer is with the M38 carbine, right? Carbine, yeah, but with anti-tank mine, which is useless for them. So we're gonna do the RE Engineer Satchel, which has the M38 carbine and a satchel charge for attacking. Nifty. So in Motovsky I had no anti-tank kit due to there being no tanks. This is not the case here. So first of all, the Jerry's get for now, I think I will give them the normal Panzerbüchse kit. Yeah, just the Panzerbüchse. And I think the Russians, because they were, according to the... Here we go. They were, according to the after action report, supported by an anti-tank rifle unit. I will give them an anti-tank rifle kit. Anti-tank PTRD or PTRS? Ah, PTRD. I will have to make a new one here, obviously, with the old anti-tank grenade, which we don't have yet, but placeholder. Then we have for the Germans, the normal GA NCO MP40. That should be correct, right? MP40, correct. Tamundo. And for the Russians, RE NCO 42. That's the one with PPD40 and SVD40. As far as I know, that kit is not functional in the beta right now. So instead I am going to use the NCO 43 kit with the AVT40 as a placeholder. Here we go. And that is that. Camera number 4 spawn, we'll do that later. Custom text suffix we'll do later. Oh yeah, completely forgot to set this. I know for this map I'm feeling like a 500. Alright, then for the 64, let's set the tickets already. It's sector push, so 1000, which will come out to 2000 actually. That might actually be a bit much. Fuck it for now. Blah blah blah. This is actually not functional, ignore it. This stuff, ignore as well. So, init file done. Kits are set. Okay. Then I'm out of the fucking... Okay, here we go. Back to Operation Mars. Yeah, no, it seems done. That is that. What else? Sky... Oh yeah, right, I copied that over from... Okay, I will keep it for now. Actually... Yeah, no. Yeah, that's from, since I set it to 500, we can set this to 480. That's where the fog starts and so on. Yeah, I will leave the light setting from Bastonio for now. We just want to make this work. So what we need next is a map data PI. We can already set that up. Again, copy one over from a map that is similar. Since this is a sector push map, we're going to copy the one over from Oglidorf. Here we go. Map data PI basically loads all the extra coding to make Forgotten Oak 2 maps work. Here we go. Edit with the editor. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not a coder, but this is how it works. This up here loads or imports the plugins that we will use on our map. So limit kit, we will use that, so the kits are limited. Ticket loss, we need to use that for sector push. NCO rifle data, make sure that that you can choose between two weapons in the NCO kit, need that too. Push, need that obviously. Team SPs means that not everybody can spawn at the same spawn point, you know, like the team spawn points. Basically, spawner condition means that you can disable or enable certain spawns. We need that as well. And link CPs, that means that when you can set it so when you cap one control point or one flag, another one is switched over. So these are the capabilities, so to speak, that we have loaded. we can leave that like that. We would start with kit limits. Kit limit 64. So, limit kit team 1, slot 1, and the kit is, let's look into our init file to see which kit we have in slot 1. And we can just copy it over. So, slot 1, scout is slot 0 and it's not limited, so we don't have to put anything in there. Slot 1 for team 1 is GW, SMG Assault, MP28 limited. Copy that shit over. And then you set the limit at 0.1. The way you calculate the limits is you times, okay, what you do is you times the limit times the player numbers. 50 is the highest you have in one team, and that plus 1, 6. So with a limit of 0.1 on a team of 50 people, you have 6 of these kits. And in addition to that, every squad that has more than, I think, 3 or 4 members gets 1 of each in addition to that. So you can leave these, in my opinion, pretty low. Okay, so that was that. Next up, oh yeah, the Russian kit. Since, from which did I? Yeah, Oglidov, the Russian kit in slot 1. The assault kit isn't limited, will be the case here, so we copy that over, but set team to 2, so team 2, slot 1. Kit is init RE SMG Assault Limited. That's the PBSH41 kit, and we will also keep it at 0.1, maybe a bit higher, but they didn't have that many back then. Then the next one that is limited is of course in slot 3, the SMG kit. GW LMG MG26, and this we will put really, really low. Because they have so many fucking static MGs, so we're putting that to a 0.05. Then RE LMG limited is completely correct, 0.1 is fine. Anti-tank assault heavy is probably wrong. Ah yeah, right. That is the Panzerbüchse. Yeah, 0.2, why not? And then the PTRD. 0.2. Okay, fine. So that is that. Then while we're at it, rifle NCO, we can copy that over while we're in the init file. So this is the one here, and the other one is RENCO43 over here. You know what, didn't I make, one sec, didn't I make an RE kit NCO 43 early with a drum mag that would be more historically accurate? I don't think that's on any public map. 43 early. Yeah, okay, let's use that one. Got back to the... Okay. Set that up. Okay, so now it gets complicated. First, the link CPs. So for that we need to, or at least it's easier if we go into the game play objects file, zoom down to the flag, so we can just copy them in there and override the data from Oglidov. Where's the, here we go, no, yeah, here we go. Close that. Okay, so link CPs. Target is the okay, yeah, that's how it works. So I will set it up first, then I'm gonna explain how it works. So we're gonna take sector 1, put that in here. And to lock sector 1 you need Emilia Novo. And you need Toropino. So what happens now is link CPs, the target is sector 1, you know that flag that you can't see on the minimap, that's outside of everything. 1 second. Nice drink. And as soon as these two are captured, sector 1 becomes Russian. They are linked. So these two are Russian, boom, sector 1 Russian. Then we will do the same for sector 2. Now we will copy that and make one for sector 3 as well. And for sector 2 you just need the forest. Bingo bongo. And now we will copy this line for the last sector. Sector 3, I don't actually need to copy that over. And for that we read operation mass hill, comma, and CP64 op mass pshenichina. And that is that. So that's the link CP setup. Then the actual push, because otherwise this here doesn't make any sense. So we will leave the dummy flags completely out of the push. But push, so for the first sector, how do we best do this? We're gonna start with it like this. CP64 op Mars, what was the name of the Russian main base? I did write on the unit name, right? Yeah. The source is the Russian main base, and then it targets the first two flags, which are Toropino, of course, comma, and the other one was Emilia Novo. So these two are targeted by the Russian main base. The attacker is of course in this case team 2. Display arrow true, so that way you get the arrows on the minimap. Just a nice detail. Okay. Once target marker false, I think, yeah, no, we need target marker for that. Yeah. So, then the next push is from these two here, Toropino and Emilia Novo, to sector 1. CP64 op Mars sector 1. Attacker 2, display arrow false, because that's off map. So what this means is that you can capture, as long as you have the Russian main base, which is always true, you can capture these two. Once both of these are captured at the same time, since they are linked, sector 1 becomes Russian. From the sector 1 you can then target, first of all you can target the sector 1 from these two, and from the sector 1 you will then be able to target the forest flag. And that means that you can't, as a German, since sector 1 automatically switched to the enemy, you can't actually now push back, you can't recapture the first two flags, because now they're locked behind the sector 1 flag. I hope you know what I mean. So, and then from sector 1 it goes to CP64 op Mars forest. attacker is again 2. Display arrow also false. In the later sectors we can't do this anymore. All this stuff is, and this can go. Yeah. No, once target marker false is correct. Yeah, okay. Okay. No, one sec. No, this, because once target marker, that means that, okay, that way it's true. That way no target marker is displayed, which you don't need for a sector lock, but here you need a target marker because it's an actual flag in play. Okay. And then of course we will do the next step from Opma's Forest. And target is the second dummy or second sector. Attacker is 2. Play arrow false. Delay. Well, let's keep that in there. No, wait, I'm an idiot. Don't need a delay for that. That would be actually stupid. And target marker false. Okay. Then let's copy this. So now we have to lock it. So Opma's sector 2. The target is Opma's hill, comma Shenichina. Correct. Attacker 2. Once target marker is true. Yeah. You know, I'm thinking, since forest is only one single flag, it might be too easy to precap, so we're gonna do delay equals, I think 60 seconds is probably enough. 60 seconds. Yeah. Then we'll carry on. This is done, right? Yeah. And then the last one. From these two to sector 3. Mass sector 3. That is again attacker 2, display arrow 2, and once target marker false. Okay, that should set up the push unless I forgot something. 3, yeah, that should work. Push 16 we can delete for now because we don't have a 16 player version. Ticket 64. So here the ticket loss for the defender needs to be set to 999, so they really lose tickets fast once they start bleeding, because that's when they capped out. And for the attackers we'll set it for now to 15 per second. These tickets again can be deleted for now because we don't have the smaller game modes yet. Spawns, that's just a standard thing. Spawns loads the TeamSB's plugin, then autofill, then it autofills everything, so that means that the axes spawn at those spawn points named axes, and the allies spawn at those named allies. That's why I named them that way. Rifle NCO, we already said that. Spawner conditions, alright. What do we have here? Okay, yeah. First of all, the main base Russian tanks need to stop spawning once the sector 1 is in allied hands. Right? Yeah, right. So, let's go to the list with spawn points. No. That's not spawn points, object spawners. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. And we started in the main base, so here we go. So we will put this in the spawner condition. We're just gonna replace the Uglidov ones for now and then later delete the rest. Again, I'm just filling it out. I just copy it over. I don't type all that shit because why? Truck can remain, who cares? Oh, wrong one. Keep clicking on the wrong one. And truck doesn't care. Okay, so that's the first, that's all the Russian tanks from the main base, plus this Uglidov one that we will delete. Ah, fuck you, mouse. So, and this is one which we will delete. Yeah, correct. So, and the spawner condition is we don't own. And then what don't we own for this to spawn? Sector 1. As soon as we own Sector 1, the spawner condition is not filled anymore. All these tanks in the Russian main base don't spawn anymore. So, yeah, I don't need to copy that over. Op Mars, Sector 1. Ta-da! Okay, so that stops that from spawning. Then the tanks for the Sector 2 beginning to spawn, that is automatic. That means the only thing that is left to do here is that the German Stuks only spawn when they don't own Sector 2. So, copy over the Stuks. Those were the last objects we placed. B. The rest can be deleted here, yeah. And we don't own CP Op Mars Sector 2. And that's Team 1. The first one is Team 2, this is Team 1. These down here we do not need, so go and get deleted, son. Alright, so that's the spawner conditions. So, that's this last line down here. Game mode, GPMCQ, Conquest. These are the three layers, and this shows which of these gets loaded in each layer. So for example, for 64 we're loading ticket 64, we load this. Kit limit 64, we load this. Rifle NCO, we load this. Spawner condition, this. Spawns, this. Push 64, this. And link CP 64, this. This down here we can delete because don't exist yet. Bingo bongo. Should work. If not, we will have to troubleshoot, which is probably the case. Okay. After those hacky attempts at doing something I have no idea about, let's carry on. What else do we need to get this to work? First of all, I don't run this in SVN, I run it in the beta. In the beta, I need all the files that this map loads. Most of them are there, the exceptions are the roads. So we're gonna go over to FH2 beta. Where are the roads? Am I stupid? Are they under objects? Roads, well, I'll be buggered with a fish. Splines, let's add our splines to that. So we're gonna go into, so we have the archive here. Objects, roads, splines. No, wait, textures is what we need. Oh no, wait, whoa, one thing after another. Where do we have it? Opmath main. These are the two new roads. I don't think they need the dead files in here, right? Okay, add them to here. Dunsky. Objects clients is probably where they have the textures, because those get, yeah, first, and that's where the dead files comes. Okay, I see how it works. So here we put the dead files for our roads, I should say. So first splines. Opmath main compiled that, yeah, and path compiled that over here. Then, oh fuck, yeah, and the textures. Add into SVN again. Objects, roads. That's going to be one long ass video, I just realized. No wait, I didn't make any new textures, right? No, the textures, it's just the roads. Okay, I didn't make any new ones. Yeah, fuck you. So, that is that. Next, what we will do, rename this to SVN. Name this to beta. To FH2, so we load the beta. Objects, what the fuck? Levels. Now we're going to copy over operation math into our beta. Here we go. And now, in order for this to work, it needs to be packed. And I'm pretty sure I forgot something in the TMP file, probably. 1 second. What's in the TMP file again? Yeah, you know what? Let's copy over the one from Mutovsky for now. Just to be safe. That's that son of a bitch. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's global wind speed and all that shit. Yeah, 1 second. Let's put that one in. First in the SVN, and then in the one that we copied into the beta. Done. Yeah, okay. So, now what we need to do, and I hope this will work, we will pack it. Down here you have the Python script pack map. And the map to pack is operation math. Packing map. Takes weirdly long. Okay, done. Now if we look at the map, now it has a client file archive and a server archive. And that's why you pack it. And also more importantly, it wait a minute, where does it write? Is that what you need? 1 second. No, it's not in here. Where does it load all the kits and shit? Is that in the TMP? Is that what you need that for? Yeah, okay, so it automatically generated this part of the kits, this part of the TMP file. All the kits that we put on there are loaded, and yeah. And probably also the Stux and shit. Ah, we will see. So, that's why we need to pack that. Otherwise those kits don't spawn, and then you can't spawn in, and it crashes, and your computer burns down or whatever. Alright, so what we will do now is try to launch the map for the very fucking first time. FH2 Beta. Okay, we will play it on LAN. I'm pretty sure I forgot something, but troubleshooting is part of mapping. Okay, here we have it. Operation Mars 1632, obviously empty. 64. To quote the great, what's his name? Fuck it. What's the black guy that works with Quentin Tarantino? Samuel L. Jackson. Quote the great Samuel L. Jackson, hold on to your butts. I usually never manage to get a map loaded the first try. Something will crash. And then we'll have to troubleshoot, and that will also be very... you will learn a lot. It takes a while. The anticipation. Well, bugger me with a fish. Ha! Works! And here we go, our map. It's in-game, you can see all the positions and so on. Huh! I have to say, I expected less. So, let's spawn in as the Jerrys. Okay, I do get a Python warning up here. We will have to troubleshoot that. So, here's the Jerry spawn menu. Huh. It's always a nice feeling to be in, to run around in a map. Probably I need to lower this floor a bit. But yeah, generally speaking, always a nice feeling to be able to run around in a map for the first time. Especially here. Like this should be probably the best height. Yeah, well, the closer it gets to the actual front line, the better. Now, obviously, everything looks shit due to the not done textures, which is basically what we will do in the next video. But yeah, always nice. You could theoretically play this in the state. Okay, you know what, for the rest of the video, I'm getting really tired, so I probably won't talk much, but I'm just gonna run around a bit. Because, as I said, it's always nice. Also, I kinda wanna check out the, What? Of course, it's yellow, but already looks kind of cool with the things here, with the... I'm really getting tired. You know, with the footprints and shit. Well, that texture looks always cool. Note that the, due to us having generated rough terrain light maps, the textures don't, they are all shifted a few centimeters in this direction. That's why it sometimes looks weird at the edges. That's normal though, ignore that. Can you push that here? Yeah. So if anybody wants to do that for whatever reason. It's a nice feeling, it's just a nice feeling. Well, this should probably be coded as mud and not snow. You know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the video? I'm gonna spawn as a Russian dude. Oh yeah, right. For a second I thought this doesn't function. And I'm just gonna run through the all the flags once. Just to see if we set it up correctly. And I know this video is already way too long, but fuck it, who cares? start here. Let's test the dummy flag first on this side. This first initial walk should give the Germans a lot of time to set up in their defenses. I think that's actually a nice mechanic at this stage. Okay, somewhere here's the dummy flag. Why haven't I captured the dummy flag yet? What did I do wrong there? Maybe because it's not on the mini-map, but it was here, right? Am I stupid? What the fuck? Or is it still closer? Okay, I will have to check that out. Fuck. Was it that far away? No, it was in this area. Huh? Maybe not having it on the minimap automatically means that you can't properly capture it. That is weird. Oh yeah, I completely forgot I made this. Why don't the forward spawns work? Something is up. Wait a minute. Oh no, never mind. For a second I thought this flag was also not there, but no, okay. As I said, getting tired. Look at the amount of machine guns here. Something's fucked up. Because for one thing, I don't hear the Russian voices. Oh yeah, no, never mind. Okay, I'm really getting tired. Obviously I didn't hear them because it was just grayed. You don't hear it when it's grayed. Okay, let's try the other side if I can trigger the dummy flag there. Oh, by the way, oh, leaked player model skin. The winter. Made by, fuck. Matt Baker. I think. Yeah, Matt Baker. Let's see if this one triggers. I don't know why that didn't work. It must be because it's invisible. But then again, the Omaha ones are also invisible. So what the fuck? By the way, as you can see, team spawn points work. We can spawn on this side of the flag only. Again, I would have triggered this. Okay, this messes with my head, because it's just a really simple thing, really. I mean... How can that not work? Weird. I will deal with that shit later. I should probably also like take a look at my performance up there, just in case there's already some fuckery going on. Ah well. Probably would have noticed. And here we have German trenches. In the beta I don't have my mini-map on, because usually I use it to make screenshots and stuff like that. Although, I mean, not that the mini-map would be very helpful at this stage where I don't actually have a mini-map. This looks cool in my opinion. And here we go, capture the second one. Ah yeah, I need to put letters here, I forgot. Want to see a trick? I'm getting red! Oh, yeah, that's the ingame map. And now it should shift forward. And it doesn't. Why? This works. Did I put a delay in there by mistake? Huh. No, I don't think I did. Okay, so maybe I made a mistake there. No, not maybe, certainly. Here we go. This works though, so they shift forward. Alright, but this stuff doesn't work yet. Never mind then. Wanna have one last... I wonder, do the Stucks spawn already? And then I wanna take a look at China, and after that I'm gonna go to bed, to be honest. Although, to be honest, now I'm kind of at that stage where I'm... Okay, the Stucks don't spawn, so that part of the script worked. Okay, so there was a delay. Alright, I'm a fucking idiot. I put a delay on the forest. I put a delay on the forest. I was even talking about that earlier. Okay, never mind. German main base here. Here comes with a TT apparently. This will hopefully be replaced with an RPG-40. Can you easily destroy that with a PTRD? Okay, 3 shots. Okay. That's more than I had expected, to be honest. Okay, then let's go on to the forest. Of course, the forest is not necessarily the most spectacular flag if you don't have a proper forest around it. Alright, that will all be done in the next video. I think after that, maybe I will actually do that this night and already add that to the beta. Just so testers can check it out and praise me for my brilliance. Okay, there we have Chenichina. I think you can see where the map is going stylistically. The reddest of all the Nazi flags. Again, that's the... Although, to be honest, you could probably do something with that, you know, with the semi-map thing. Like, make it so that if you go close to a fire or something, it lights you up. I wonder why we never really did that, but it is certainly possible. Yeah. And then the last sector. And once, as you can see, we are still losing tickets, obviously. And then the last sector. Once we have that, Germans immediately lose, if I coded it correctly. So far, it does actually work. I mean, it shifts forward, and if the German spawner conditions work, then I don't see a reason why the Russians wouldn't. Look around, no FPS drops. That's good, because obviously this map is still completely empty. So if there was FPS drops, significant ones now, then some shit was up. That's a nice field of fire. I should probably test that as an after. Here we have Chenichina, Cheni blah blah blah. I think this one I will turn into an ammunition dump, because that was mentioned. And this one I will make it look like it was, to a degree, like, maybe make sandbags here, so it looks like it was roughly fortified. Maybe barrels to make it look like the walls were meant to be made a bit more sturdy with that. Okay, then the last one, but I want to at least test... Oh, see, this machine gun nest I actually forgot to put in an MG. This puck is here, right? Yeah. Oh no, that's for a second I thought, why didn't the mortar spawn, but that's actually not a mortar. Ah. Especially interested in the Lafette, to be honest. Let's get out of here. Ah yeah, that's where the mortar is. Can't enter it. Oh yeah, right, a team locked it. Okay, so that also works. Lafette is here somewhere, right? Yeah. For a second I thought, okay, never mind. Oh god. I'm getting a semi from that field of fire. Obviously there will be forest there, but still, holy shit. Might actually be somewhat overpowered. So if I set up that shit right, I should be able to go into the Stux now. Actually, you might want to see me leak the MP28, why the fuck not? I think that's actually finished except for the sound, so why not? Since we're at it. I mean, if you're stuck with the video for this long, you probably deserve a certain amount of leakage, huh? And that's the MP28. I still have the stand sound. Pretty sure that will change. See, already finished. Nice stuff. Okay. Let's take a stock. Just want to try out those tank pits. Just imagine this is a cool short barrel stock that we don't actually have. Are these always so slow? Or is that just snow? Oh, let's see how these actually work. Oh god, you can see me failing at being a Stuck pilot. Okay, yeah. Okay, there the terrain gets in the way a bit, but it's more of a long range thing anyway. Yeah, okay. Okay. Don't know if anyone will ever do that, but it would theoretically work. Okay. So, last but not least, let's take the limited automatic kit. Yep. Height seems good. Could actually be a bit lower maybe, but I think that way it's fine and the terrain won't get in the way that much. And now, let's capture the last flag, and if that immediately defeats the Germans, then I've coded everything right. Okay. Oh. I ran into the shelter bunker instead of outside. Can you... Oh, you can actually crouch under there as well, that's good. I think in the other village I may have to lower that one. The fuck? Oh yeah, right, the stock. Actually, I'm completely brain AFK. I want to capture the hill. That was weirdly quick. And it works. I'm a genius. Okay, so before I end the video, what I want to do took took longer than I thought. What I want to do is troubleshoot. Namely, the map data PI Python warning I got. Alright, let's open the dump file. And the problem is with the limit kit NCO early. Okay, it's the RE NCO43 early kit. Why is that the case? I probably didn't set that kit up correctly. One sec. Let's look under kits. RE-NCO43 early and RE-NCO43 early rifle. So these two are there. One second. Ah! No, wait, that's wrong. I mean, I think it's wrong. Is that wrong? I mean, this one works, right? What does it say here? Oh, wrong one. Oh no, it's correct. Okay, in that case, I'm not 100% sure what I did wrong there. So, okay. That seems fine. Let's look at the map data PI file. No, wrong one. Just to be sure. Okay, in that case, it might actually be a problem with the kit or something, because that seems correct to me. Huh. Well, you know, what can you do? It's not that big a deal. We will fix it later. As always, I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a really long video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.